When I'm not sure what to draw, I let watercolor make the first move. So often I just want to sketch in my sketchbook, do something creative, but because my brain overthinks, I came up with a sketchbook exercise that works every time for a creative block. It involves just blobbing 2 or 3 watercolors onto the page, letting it dry, and then you use the Pareidolia effect, which is seeing objects within shapes, and then you just sketch them on top of it. In this case, usually the simpler the better, and I specifically created this sketchbook just for this purpose. It's kind of nice to have them all together. Some of them are kind of weird, some of them are pretty basic. All right, so let's get started. As far as art supplies go, I have my Moleskine book because it holds watercolor really well. It's thick watercolor paper. I have some clean water, a mop brush so we can get it nice and juicy, and some watercolors. Any watercolors will do. This is a little kit that I put together ages ago. So right now I'm just gonna focus on some color combinations. We're gonna do 2 of them. So I'll try to make them different. A light color and a dark color, often contrasting, works really well. So I think for the first one, I'm going to do this light blue. And we're just going to lay down some blobs. And if anyone can think of a better word than a blob for these, be my guest. Just dropping it in the water. Splashes are okay. You want to let it puddle up. Okay, so I've got my one color down. And I think I'm going to do this dark teal. Now this I'm just going to place around. And then I'm going to move it around so it can create some shapes. And the key is to not play with it too much because otherwise everything's going to get muddy. But there we go. We're going to let that dry as is. Cat not included. If that last one did nothing for you, we're going to do another one. In this version, I'm going to put down a bunch of clear water that will let the paint travel around. And let's do a bright orange. And drop in a hot pink. And let's do a third color on this one. Let's drop in purple. So as you can see, the simpler, quicker, and easy you do it, the better. And I don't want to move that around again because it'll get too muddy. So we're just going to let that one dry as well. That one should give us something really interesting. So that thing where you look at clouds and you see shapes and things in them, that's what we're gonna do here. I immediately see a turtle with his head and his little legs. If I look this way, you can look this way. I mean, you can get really crazy with it. I like to keep the overall drawing pretty simple. Here I see a sheep jumping over a cloud, which reminds me of counting sheep when you sleep. And this one, I see something slightly obscene. which we won't do. I'm immediately seeing a squirrel eating an acorn. So we're just gonna go right into that one. Once you decide what you're gonna draw, it's pretty hard not to see it anymore. Now, as far as materials go, I like to just keep a very simple outline and let the abstract shape speak for itself, but you can do whatever you want. You can use whatever medium you want. You can put in a full background. For this particular one, I'm gonna use a Micron black pen. I have my white jelly roll pens on the side just in case I want a white enhancement, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm gonna need that at this point. So I'm gonna start with his nose and then just work my way up. Keep all the ones you do though, because one time I did one of a blue lobster and I threw it out because I was frustrated. And when I saw it a couple weeks later, it wasn't so bad. I had taken a photo of it and I saw the photo and I was a little upset that I threw it away. We are our worst critics. I'm not sure what an acorn looks like. It looks more like a mushroom. Yeah, all right, you know what? He's eating a mushroom instead. So this is going to be the sheep jumping over the cloud. I'm working on his face. So he's got his, I see this being a back ear, so I just want to make sure I enhance that correctly. Like, let's do his nose. He's pretty big and fluffy. And then these are clouds. They kind of speak for themselves, especially that one. If you have creative block, it would be a great idea to keep a specific book with this method in it. And also, in case you don't want to keep waiting for the paint to dry, you can ahead of time just do these in your spare time and keep a book with you and then just pull it out and draw on them whenever you want. Like this one here, this is not drawn on yet. This is something that I just laid down and let dry one day when I had some time. Yeah, same with that. Which it looks like a dog. I immediately see a dog with his little nose sniffing in the ground. Here's his ears. I hope you have a good time with this.